Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Big Frog's 4x4. I'm going to give you an update on my Pop&Lock for the ZR2. So the problem we're having with our Pop&Lock is whenever you would hit the lock or unlock button, the motor, you would hear it spin, but nothing would happen. So I removed it from the truck and actually disassembled the Pop&Lock and found that these little cams in the motor were stuck and they weren't kicking out, catching the wheel. So what I did was actually soaked everything down with fluid film, because it stays kind of oily, but it's also thick. It won't fly off easy. Underneath these little cams here are springs, and then I took a magnet and pulled these in and out, made sure they're well lubricated with a magnet, and this is all soaking down now with fluid film. Now to get this apart, there are 5 screws, a spring, and you have to get your metal bar off. So you got to take your spring off first, then remove this bar, and it will slide then off of your lever. Well, this end of your lever, it'll slide off. You take those 5 screws out, and this is snapped, and a little bit of glue, if you can see, like right here in the middle. It's a little bit of glue there as well. And you got to take a screwdriver. First I took a utility knife and got it in between the plastic. I started up here at the nose, where you can kind of see there where it's kind of scratched up. I started there, kind of pried enough to get a screwdriver in, and slowly with 2 screwdrivers worked my way all the way around and popped it apart. You don't want to force it, you don't want to break anything. You just got to get that little spot of glue to come apart, and then just the rest of this just snaps and it pops all together. So just slowly pop it all apart, work your way all the way around. There's very little lubricant, even on this screw rod right here. Do not mess with this adjustment. I'm moving it back and forth, but don't mess with your adjustment, because then your arm length won't be the correct length to open and close. Then you'll take it all back apart and adjust that length. But I'd recommend that when you take it apart, lubricate all this with a heavy oil, not a grease of any kind, because you don't want it to be thick and sticky. If it's thick and sticky, then those won't fly out at all. I wish I would have thought to show you what it was doing before. When you hit the unlock or lock button, this arm didn't move at all. You could just hear the motor inside, bzz, bzz, and that was it. It would just make a buzz noise, and that was it. But now that I took it apart, got everything lubricated, everything works. Alright, once you get your 10mm bolt back in, that retains everything, make sure your bar's back in. Now everything works. So there you have it. Don't be afraid to tear things apart, especially if it's already broken like this was. It wasn't working, so what's the worst you can do? Make it not work worse? I mean, if it's out of warranty, you can't send it back, tear it apart, figure out how it works and what's going on with it, and see if you can figure it out. For this, it was just a simple lubrication. Put it back together, lubricate it all up, and everything works fine. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a common problem with Pop&Locks. I've never had one before. This is my first one. So I can't say for sure. Maybe I just got one that didn't have enough oil, enough grease or something in it, enough lubrication. We've had it since my last video, which I'll put a description down below. As always, thanks for watching Big Frog's 4x4. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want notified each video as it comes out. And always, God bless.